Here's me in special education. I'm autistic, whether it be for good or bad, like it does affect me. And like it's important that people know that, because if I say something that's offensive or makes them uncomfortable, I had to be like, oh, sorry, that was not my intention. I have this intellectual disability, it gets in the way.
I identify as an environmentalist and a crafter and Japanese American. Belonging, it's like never feeling like you quite belong. I've like resolved some of that internal turmoil in a few different ways. I think part of it is having like other mixed race friends to be like, oh, the identity is mixed.
Well, my mom is Black and my dad is Japanese and white. My dad being like half white is sometimes confusing for people because, like, when you say you're mixed, they want you to be like, oh, I'm this and this. But, like, when your parents also mixed, they're like, okay, I'm confused.
My dad more so is kind of the more like, I'm American, I'm white, like he talks, I mean, he even will mention like, oh, we have Spanish blood in us, and it's like, it doesn't really matter to me. I feel like I have a lot of pride in being Mexican American, I mean, I'm American too, like, I'm a part of this culture, but I don't necessarily think that means I have to identify as white.
I identify myself as a Black polyamorous woman. So, what it means to me is that we should be making space for all people to love anyone the way that they choose. It goes into me being an ally for the LGBT plus community. It goes into me being an ally for my Muslim friends who may practice polyamory, right? So that's what it goes into me whenever I identify as a Black polyamorous woman.
I'm a Black woman. I was born a Black woman. I'm going to die a Black woman. So I'm always going to identify as a Black woman who just happens to love another Black woman. I think some people make it more of a defining point in their life. Like, I have a cousin that you can see her house from a mile away because she got rainbow flags and all the, everything she got on is a rainbow. When I go to work and I take care of my people, I'm just fair. I'm your nurse. Sometimes everything is not for everybody.
I think it was based on where I felt what needed to be shouted the loudest. So I'd be in spaces, a lot of spaces that weren't queer. And so it was very important to me to make sure people knew that I was queer. There's queer people in this space. Yeah, I'll identify as queer, identify as Iraqi and Chaldean very strongly. The rest sort of like is secondary.